say, Egbe, Egbe. 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 International Egypt Haiti, as you can see. Bonjour. I would love to introduce to you all the beautiful members of this family. Egypt Haiti, in case you don't know, is born by the legacy of Fela Anikulapo Kuti, father of Afrobeat. Everybody say yeah. From Lagos, Nigeria, our beloved band leader. Show your love. On bass, Kunle Justice. On guitar from Algeria, Anis Benadak. On drum from Martinique, West Indies, Mario Orsine. On baritone saxophone from Paris, France, Nicolas Sakelario. On trumpet from Paris, France, Valentin Pellet. On tenor saxophone from Martinique, West Indies, myself, Fab Smith. Now it's time to welcome the African Queen, who's gonna dance and sing for you this afternoon. Ladies and people, Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Blessing Etienne, s'il vous plaît. Show your love, show your love! Wow. He's here, the chief priest of Afrobeat. The man from the people, for the people, by the people. He's my brother. He's your brother. He's our brother. Ladies and gentlemen, please show your love to Seun Kuti.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Seun Kuti. Thank you so much.
How you doing, my brother? I can't believe I finished so late. I'm sorry, man.
I know.
Keeping you waiting all day.
I know.
But today was our MOP grounding, so man, it took forever to finish.
It's all right. It's all right. We understand. Our people have been waiting, and they stayed because they wanted to hear from you. Thank you so much for. I know you're tired, but it's wonderful that you showed up, and you're a man of integrity, and your words I believe you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my brother.
Let's start. We had. Let me show you, just so you know, we had like 100 questions for you.
If it's 100, ask me the 80,
I beg. I know you're tired, but so let's start with the party, MOP. Are you registered? Are you going to have people run for office? What direction are you going now?
Not registered yet, but hopefully we want to register with this new batch of parties that INEC is about to register. But so far, they are playing their usual imperialist games. And we are actually, tomorrow, Monday, we should be visiting INEC office. You know, me and 30 of my state reps. You know, and I dare INEC to even show me out of any of the parties they are acknowledging, anyone that can show them 30 individual reps from all the states present in Abuja as we speak. You know, so I will not let them use their juju to their reggae to spoil the people's blues. The movement of the people must be acknowledged and formalized to bring the people closer to their full potential and the restoration of our dignity as African people. You know, we don't tire.
What made you to reactivate MOP? Do you feel that at this point?
Wait, make I correct you, my brother. Not be me. It is the people that reignited the movement of the people.
Okay. Under your leadership.
Yes.
Okay. I got it. Yeah. What led to that? Are you trying to do what Bobby Wine is doing in Uganda, in terms of not just going into music and activism, but also getting into the political arena?
Bobby Wine is a friend of mine, and the rate at which his party is growing and registered and formed shows that as people are saying Museveni is bad, obviously people in Nigeria are worse. At least he registered Bobby Wine's party. You know. Anyway, yes, Bobby Wine is a great example. You know, I believe that we as young Africans in MOP, our motto is the liberation generation. And we say liberation, not just one word, victory or power, but a generation to put a point in time that we want to see this thing happen. You know, and I feel that we as young Africans and African professionals must decide at some point, you know, what we want to truly use our gifts and our talent to truly represent. You know, it's just materialistic consumption. Does that truly fulfill our ambition to load some things we have that our brothers don't have over them? Is that truly Does that truly make us complete? BDM, and they do interview. Leave me. Oh, you know they go. Okay, I'll call you now. Bye bye. I have famous friends. Don't be jealous. BDM is just leaving my place. BDM, come.
Bring him. Let me. What are you saying? I like famous people.
Even the rest time they do audio. Look, who is this? Who is this by the door here? Who is this?
Wow.
Like for
DPM, how you day?
I did find out.
I did greet you.
Great to do.
Okay, I'll call you now.
Is he a member of the
10 for
party?
today, bro. Tomorrow, 12. I'll call you like 10 o'clock in the morning. Me, you give me ginger. What you they look inside my bag?
You not come with some euros?
Euros, care. And you get euro na VDM. And what with that China money? RMB. No go far. Drop some RMB for table. Very good.
So is he a member of your party, the VDM?
I can neither confirm or deny that.
Deny. All right. So obviously, you are now going towards that direction. If the party is registered, you are going to field candidates. I guess that's where we are now.
Yes, for sure.
But if you look at what Bobby Wine did, in the case of Bobby Wine, the political party, National Unity Platform, he didn't form the party, but he went into it and became a leader. If for any reason INEC they failed to register your party, will you try that direction? Like join?
No, we don't really have any party in Nigeria that carry the ideology that MOP wants to operate on. We don't really have any Pan-Africanist, socialist, really socialist, leftist organization.
Mm.
And I believe that this is where we as MOP have a true vacuum feed. Something special, something coherent. Because most of the ideologies that people preach, many of the manifestos of the party that exist lacks coherence.
Mm. Are you saying that Shore's AAC, they don't have it? Some people are comparing MOP with Shore's party.
Well, I think Shore's party, they mix a bit. Shore is a Pan-Africanist for sure, but I don't think that they believe completely in socialism like we do in MOP. I think that is, where we have a bit of ideological difference. Not in the Pan-Africanist aspect, in the socialist aspects.
So looking at Nigerian political scene now, what is going on today, what do you make of it? I wanted to start.
That being said, if for any reason, and there's no reason, that MOP is not registered, I've always been a supporter of Shore's candidacy.
Can you go into the party and take over?
No.
What if the people want you? What if if you join the party?
Because it's not easy to, move the ideology of a party. What we need in Nigeria is a battleground of ideas also. Through oppositions that all mean good for the country.
I was watching one of your live performances. There was this song you were singing and you were talking about follow the person where no road. And I was thinking, how are we going to know the person where no road? Because a lot of people in Nigeria, and you talk to them and you see that they don't know who know road. Everybody claims to know road, but how do we know?
You see, because this is, okay, so that's where precedents, antecedents, and using your own brain comes into play. You know, like you need to have your own consciousness on lock. You need to have it on lock. You know, like when young people say on lock, not on lock, on lock and key, but on point. You know, like you need to be on lock. You know, so on that aspect, I think when people, if you understand what you need to be doing, what your mission is in the process of our liberation as African people, then if that is your true goal and your righteous ambition, your ambition, and it's the righteous ambition anyway, then you'll be able to identify who is on that path. You'll be able to identify who is on that path. One of the things that people, hide under here, which for me, I think, they just hide under it, and it's very flimsy, is their inability to be definite about what they are about what they stand for. People waver a lot here. They have no positions. The only position is the position of self-interest. There's no true position that overrides self-interest here. There are no values dictating the positions of a lot of players in our society, that control us. Wait, let me put my this thing here. Let me advertise my party.
I like that.
I beg, it's very important.
Your party doesn't need advertising. Anytime you want.
I beg.
Anytime you want, you can come.
I beg. Dr. Damages, don't damage my PR stunt. Just leave my.
Anytime you want, come here. We'll go advertise your party. Now.
Thank you. Now you are talking.
Anytime. Really, I'm serious. No, so let me ask you, because looking at the political scene today, the actors, you have Tinubu, you have people like Atiku, you have Peter Obi, if he still has a political party, and these people, I know you criticize them, you look
at
at
one
them.
time, all these three people have all been in the same party together at one point or time or the other. Obi and Atiku have been in the same party. Tinubu and Atiku have been in the same party. At one point in time, they should have been. Anyway, go on.
Yeah. So if you look at them and look at when you talk to Nigerians, and I do talk to Nigerians, they will say, it's only that other people like Shore or maybe yourself or anybody else that they don't have any option, they can't win. They even told Gani Fawemi, he should go and run for Senate. He cannot win the presidency. Have you been able to convince Nigerians that they are the ones that will determine who should? And do you understand why they feel that they don't have a say really in all this? Because that's the fundamental.
Well, one of the things that we must understand is the political immaturity of Nigerians due to lack of political participation over 40 years because of military dictatorship. That separated us from political participation, that turned political thought into taboo. People were being arrested, killed, jailed for airing the slightest of political thoughts. For many years, parents even warn their children not to think politically, or talk less of act. And in these last 25 years, we've been relearning, and our political thought has been reimagined, albeit it is still in its infancy. But I believe that the rapid declination of our style of living has led to a rapid sharpening of our people's political understanding.
I hear you.
that in the time of Ghanify, I mean, people like Obasanjo could tell the feeble lies that they could tell to deceive the people, to claim that they had some experience that Ghani lacked and they had some structure that Ghani lacked. And most especially, they could control the media in a way that Ghani couldn't, But social media has balanced that out. Our sphere of influence among young people especially surpasses theirs. They don't even come close. So we believe that in that way we stand a better chance today because the pillars that held up this castle of death, this castle of domination and extraction and disenfranchisement and all sorts of negative things that have been happening to us in this country. These pillars are crumbled. It has no leg to stand on anymore. Their house of cards has finally, lost all its significant pieces and is shaky and wobbly and crumbling itself in some parts. All the parts of Nigeria that they have not developed has risen up against them. Instead of them to tell Nigerian people the truth, they are calling all sorts of names and hiding all, yeah, But I believe that with the movement of the people, we can restore, that vision, that resonates deeply with Nigerian people towards our reconstruction, not just of national development, but of ourselves as people. Remove ourselves from the narrative, the wicked, separate, divisive narrative of these people. It's about time.
Let me share with you some headlines in the news and get your quick take on them. One of them, one funny one that just happened a few minutes ago or maybe an hour, hours ago, is Benin Republic. They requested for Nigerian Air Force to come and help them dislodge the coup plotters. I wanted to know what you think about that. I was just thinking that you are coming here today, and if your dad is watching Nigeria today, he'll be thinking, did anything change? I mean, these were things he was complaining about. We have our Air Force being requested to come and help them when we can't deal with insecurity in Nigeria. What is your take on that?
It was only 14 people they need the Air Force for. Our Air Force is very efficient. If you people are between 10 and 75, Nigeria Air Force is ready for you. But anything above 75, then the crash, like the one that crashed, they will crash, like Benin Republic. Please don't even tell me. They ask, you see, Benin is asking us for help. We were asking America for help. See, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. I
Now,
mean, did we answer? Did we answer? Did you know if we sent a plane? Was
I
there
don't know.
fuel for
I
the
don't
jet?
know. We are watching. We're watching
Was
it.
there fuel for the jet to make the quick trip?
Now, seriously, I read this one also. 17.5 trillion spent by Tinubu to protect the pipelines, oil pipelines. 17.5 trillion.
It's Christmas time now. Our election is also coming. Boys must cash out now. The Creek boys. Watch, you see that there will be a big show in the Niger Delta this Christmas. Big artists was perform in a few towns and villages in the creeks. That's the way our pipeline can stay functioning. We don't need the National Coast Guard.
Now, looking at all this, and how do you assess Tinubu's performance so far?
I mean, I don't know. I think for Dangote, he has done very well. I mean, If Dangote was the one on this other side, I mean, if you ask Dangote, what do you think? I mean, he would be like, wow,
No, he says it. He says it that the
what
government.
an incredible administration. What an incredible administration. This is, if you ask the terrorists and the bandits and all these people, they'll be like, wow, we thought Buhari was lenient, but goddamn, this new president is merciful. You know, Allah Akbar indeed. You know, but the remaining about 175 million of us, you know, will just be like, man, this is a disaster. This is a disaster. This is terrible. No, the government is really bad, but you know, in a way, this government is not bad because it's terrible, right? It is bad because it is fucking up the fuck up. You know, let me explain it. It's the term I use only. I've never said this thing publicly until today. It's the term I only use for my friends because this is how they offend. This is the only way to truly offend me. When you fuck up, you fuck up. For example, you steal my money or you are owing me money. You not paid me back. Police now arrested you. We are going to party. You now called me. You see, you fuck up by not paying me back. But then you fucked up the fuck up by getting arrested while spending the money that you have not paid me back.
And you calling
You
your.
couldn't even, oh my god, that's fucking up the fuck up. Or even the simple, you offend your friend, you fucked up. And then you refuse to apologize, you fucked up, you fuck up. So this is the government, this is what is happening in this government. You fuck up. The previous administrations have fucked up. Then this government entered.
Now, but they support us. There are people who support this government, and they
Yes,
call it.
because they benefit. The only way to support is because either you benefit. That's why people supported Buhari, people supported Jonathan, people supported Obasanjo, people supported Abacha. Have you forgotten Arishekola? Have you forgotten that man? Ah, this Nigeria. Ah. Sule Gambari. You remember all these people?
Yeah.
Anyway, people supported Babangida. So they will always have supporters because they either benefit or seek to benefit. You know,
So when you look at the political landscape, is there any hope? Where do you see hope for people who are looking for? Because most people have seen. Okay, I agree. I know. I had.
you walked right into that one. You walked right into this.
Okay, all right. So I take it that you are saying that young people should, especially young people, because when you talk about all these people who go around doing during elections, supporting and helping they are young people most of the time. So you're saying that there are opportunities for them because sometimes they tell me that they don't have anywhere else to go. They have to survive. They have to make a living somehow, and so you are offering the alternative.
Of course, you know, I think Nigeria has the three things it needs to offer to remove its people from poverty, to offer a vision that will resonate with young people. Three things any country needs for that: to give people avenue to fulfill their potential, to engage their imagination. Nigeria has a big population, natural resources, and most of all, underdevelopment. You see, Europe and America are stuck in terms of growth. Why? Because they are developed. Japan is stuck. They don't know what to do anymore. There are no ways to, they're just cooking up numbers in the stock exchange that is not transmitting really in the lives of their people. They're just trying to do something, you know. But Nigeria, we can do everything. We have to do everything. There's millions of jobs in healthcare, millions of jobs in education, millions of jobs in infrastructure, millions of jobs in transportation, millions of jobs in our mining industries that have not been developed. In our steel processing mills and industries that have not been developed, that have not been invested in. But everybody is concentrating on the extractive industries. The quickest way to extract wealth, to dig into the ground, to plant on the ground, to build on the ground, to charge rent, to export raw material, export resources. But nobody is really willing to do that work needed, that will really bring about a true cultural renaissance of Nigerian people. Because developing our national culture will come from the process of our national development. At least Franz Fanon has made that clear. Every culture, every national culture stems from the development of that nation. And until Nigeria embraces the process of becoming a culturally viable nation that is secular and embraces its people's ambitions and potential, then we'll continue like this. And without development, that can happen. We allow our talents to waste away because we have no plans for them. Everybody has to run abroad. Yeah. Because nobody educates us that our development is tied to our talents. No nation can develop devoid of its nation's talents. How can it happen? But the nation must want to develop, meaning the nation must want to invest in those talents and those talents to reciprocate. But when you can see that your nation is not interested, what are you going to do? So this is what we see as bringing hope to all those people. I mean, imagine if you are a gifted rocket scientist, for example, and you are in Nigeria. Your life never spoiled. Where is the government program? Who is investing here in this country for your rockety brain? If you don't rocket yourself out of here, if you don't rocket yourself to Switzerland now, you know, nuclear scientists, nuclear physicists, theoretical physicists, a gifted historian, all the good writers I know have ended up writing fake autobiographies for failed leaders. Do you know how hard it must be to write a book to make a Nigerian governor look good? Imagine the talent that these boys have, man.
I saw where you are dealing with writers and people who attack you. But let's talk about African unity, which you talk about a lot, and Pan-Africanism, that understanding that this is what we're dealing with, like in Nigeria. It's not just a Nigerian thing. But you also know that, Berlin Conference that happened 1884, 85, 150 something years ago, 150 years ago, that right now there is a second scramble for Africa, and that's happening.
Are you sure you not send spies to MOP's convention today?
No, no. No, I didn't know what you
Yes,
discussed.
because we were discussing about this second scramble. No, you are bringing it up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've written about that. It's something that I'm interested in knowing what you think, because while you are talking about what happened to us in the past and how we need to turn back and take control of the continent, a new one is happening. The Chinese are here. They are all
The
over.
Russians,
The
the
Russians,
Russians.
the Indians are there. Lebanese are there. So there's a new group of people who are scrambling for the same resources in Africa. How do you convince Africans who are still dealing with internal issues? If you look at Nigeria, we're still dealing with issues that are ethnic, religious, while there's a big power that is, powers not even one, coming in to take resources, just like they did 150 something years ago.
Exactly. Sorry. You just made the point, because most of these things we are dealing with stems from our own compromise compradors. having to distract us from their own involvement in this business with the new colonizers. You know, many of our leaders are so-called, many of our ruling class are involved with many of these multinationals that are fueling many of the uh, most of the insecurity that we are experiencing. You know,
Mm.
not to talk about the fact that their inability to develop many of the nether regions of Nigeria alienated so many people and made them feel like they do not matter, they do not have hope or a future. And those people are easily uh, co-opted into all sorts of nefarious activities by people who do not have our best interests at heart as African people. So a government that is going to reverse that trend, that will be willing to work and build those neighborhoods. I mean, what are we talking about? Rural areas in 2025. Development is our biggest protection from this kind of exploitation. So we need news, we need real leadership with imagination. You know, we need to work for the people. As I was telling you before, those things that we need to do to bring Africans to a life of, I mean, 25 years of this democracy, how many affordable housing projects have they been? They say they build affordable housing. Flat is 170 million affordable housing. And you know that the minimum wage you pay in that country is 70,000 naira. You do apartment, you say one flat is 50 million, and you say it's affordable housing. I mean, you know, so until we as a people understand the need to begin to see ourselves not as the way our politicians portray us, but how we supposed to see ourselves, you know. These are the things that we need, that we believe that the people need, that we can bring to the table.
Thank you. I know you are tired, and and today you've been very busy. So I'll quickly, and hopefully you promise me that you will come back, because we
I'll come
prepared,
back, I promise.
we prepared this. This is really, we had wonderful things we wanted to do, but we'll get you back. But let me ask you this. An issue like insecurity in Nigeria, when it comes up, there's a big difficulty that most of our people have in understanding it. So let's look at what Trump did. He tweeted about Nigeria and called it genocide against Christians. And immediately he divided the country into two. There were people who were encouraging the Americans to come. There were people who were saying that they were coming because of what they would get from Nigeria. We shouldn't let them come. But reality is that people are dying, and these people who are dying, who are victims, are looking for solution, looking for someone like you who is a Pan-Africanist. What do you tell people? What is the solution when your government is not able or willing to save you, and someone outside is saying, I'm going to come and save you? What do you say to them?
You know a group that actually went through genocide in Nigeria, and we all acted as if we didn't even know anything about it. The Shia Muslims in Nigeria under Buhari. How many of El Zakazi's sons did he kill? How many of the man's wives? How many of the followers of this organization, of these people, of this religious organization? Buhari tried to wipe them, off the face of the earth, man. So all groups of people in Nigeria, we are going through immense violence by the hand of the same people that have been killing us since 1960. I will implore that Nigerians go and read a book by Karl Maya called This House Has Fallen. And there's a chapter there where he's talking about our internal violence in this country. You know, and we will see that these things that we are now that is being coming close to us in social media that we're all seeing, are things that have been going on for decades in this country that have been fueled by certain people for the same reason, which is power and resources to land grab. We as Nigerians, one of the things I don't like is that we don't want to afford ourselves, complete humanity. We want to see ourselves the way our oppressors have described us to ourselves, and then our ruling class, they cement it. I mean, not only educate us, they say no money. They need to make the amount their education cost. So to educate us, they must make profit. Without profit, we can't have education. Nobody will say, no, we must create education because African kids must be educated. So we don't have that feeling. They don't instill that worthiness in us, that self-worth. We don't have hospitals because we need to be healthy. Until the hospitals can make profits, they will not appear there. So Africans have never been made to feel worthy. And we ourselves, we have now lost our own self-worth, and we address and see ourselves only through the eyes of those that mean us harm. You understand? Because if there was truly Christian genocide in Nigeria, and the Christians in southern Nigeria have not mobilized once, even if it's 1 million, 10,000 man march across southern Nigeria to complain that their brothers and sisters are being killed in the north, until Trump spoke, I think we should question them. Even more than we question the bandits. Where is their humanity? If truly there's been a Christian genocide that we all know of going on in Nigeria, other than that, that means everybody knows it is all Nigerians that are being killed by the ruling class of this country. I mean, Dangote is not a terrorist. How many Nigerians does this truck kill every year? How many of us have mobilized? How many of us pick up against him the way we should to end this? This has been happening since I was a child. And they'll tell you the man is a prisoner. But only for his trucks to move on the road, Nigerian lives must be lost. I want Nigerians to see the full picture of what our insecurity is about. Look at the people of Oroshoki. They are being removed from their homes, even though they have governors on consent, certificate of, they have certificate of occupancy, governor's consent. They even have court order. Yet the government is forcing them off their land because they want that land. These people are forcing these people. They are even setting some houses on fire to force them off their land. This is in Lagos, where we can see clearly. They can protest, they can shout, people can hear them. So imagine when they want your land in Benue, where nobody can hear you in one bush. That's why they refuse to develop this country so they can have all these people in silence. Imagine you in Zamfara that they've seen from space that there's gold under your village. The people that can do that kind of thing in Oroshoki, how do you think they will behave in Zamfara? How do you think they will behave when they try to steal people's things in Yola, in Yobe, in Kebbi, in Kwara? The insecurity of this country stems from the neglect. In fact, it is the insecurity of Nigeria is directly related to the billions in the pocket of the ruling class. Yes.
Okay. Let me. Your album, 2025, the one 2024, the one called "Heavier Yet." The Financial Times described it as "Sound of Rebellion," and I wanted to know. And I know that Lenny Kravitz and other people were producers, and they helped to put it together for you. When you see Afrobeat, I'm saying this because there's this story about Burna Boy. He's also touring. He's touring America, and there've been so many instances. For example, there was this incident where some people were sleeping when he was performing. I don't know. Has anybody been sleeping when you are performing before? and he ordered that they should be removed. What do you make of Afrobeat today and the commercialization? The fact that what your father set out to do.
Afrobeat has not been commercialized.
Oh, what happened?
But the Afrobeat is still there, Afrobeat. You know, I'm playing Afrobeat music. My brother is playing Afrobeat. My nephew has joined us. There are so many great bands all over the world. There's Fresh Smith in France. There's Antibalas in America. I mean, so many great Afrobeat bands out there. You know, there is Afrobeat. You know, the names just sound alike. You know,
But they
like
sample your father's work in most
yeah,
cases.
just like hip hop samples Fela too. Hip hop music samples Fela a lot. Does that mean it's Afrobeat?
Okay.
There's a lot of Fela sample in hip hop. A lot of R&B musicians too sample Fela.
Mm.
You know, it doesn't mean it's now Afrobeat. It's
So
just a sample.
what they're doing is different.
It's a different thing entirely.
Okay. So do they have responsibility to be politically conscious the way you are, or are they free to?
They can't. They don't have. They don't have the. They don't have the swag. The intellectual swag for that is different. You get me? The women too don't have the intellectual swag to do pop music, or at least to do it well.
Okay,
You know.
I got that.
So I think what people need to do is to stop. You know, stop trying to look for an elephant on top of it. You know,
You know who
elephants
is?
do not climb trees.
Yeah.
You know, these are pop musicians, and it is not in their place to make overtly political music. If you want political music, listen to me. Come on, listen. Eh?
Very good. I
That's it.
mean, most reviewers of your album they say that, and that's what people who listen to you, and I did listen to you a lot, and I get that. Do you know the person in this picture?
Yes, I think her name is Oma.
Oh
I can
my!
remember correctly.
Do you know who took the picture?
I can't remember who took the picture.
Okay, that was a friend of mine. Okendibe took the picture. He sent it to me, and he said I should show it to you when you come on the program.
This was like 30 years ago.
More than that, most
Yes,
likely.
and he must have taken this picture in Europe somewhere. We're on tour or
Okay,
something.
I don't remember. I didn't ask him where, but yeah, he said I should show that to you.
Yes, oh
Um,
no, I think it's my dad's house. We're at my
yeah,
dad's house or something.
yeah,
After
yeah,
a
yeah,
show.
yeah.
Look
So,
at my hair. Young man, bring back all, give me all this hair, young man.
let me ask you. Are you tired? I mean, I know you are doing something that someone like Ziggy Marley is doing, which is trying to chart your own path at the same time honor the legacy of your father. How difficult is it? And do you get tired of people trying to compare you and your father?
Not really tired, you know, because I guess, you know, after you understand, people are wired to compare things because they are wired to compete for for everything in society. They are capitalists. Capitalists need to compete. The value comes out of being the best. You know, they can't see value in just being. You know, that's the pressure of the capitalists. There's no value in them just being. You know, so they must compete and so everything must be compared. There must be a list. You know, I don't really believe in those things. I understand the value of everything and how everything can coexist and doesn't have to be better than each other. You know, you don't have to compare something. You can just experience it in its own moment and be. So I'm not really drawn into those capitalist thoughts of, you know, comparison really.
So
You
someone gave me this picture to show you. This is an image made. I'm guessing it's AI of your dad blessing you, saying, "This is my beloved son, in whom I'm well pleased." They call you the
I
chief.
can't see the picture.
You can't see the picture. Oh, okay.
It's
Maybe
just me and this.
it's an AI generated image, I think. But the question I
Really?
want, yeah, but it's of you being baptized by your dad, and it says, "This is my beloved son, in whom I'm well pleased." I
That's a quote from the Bible. Tell that person that
yeah.
if my father catch him, if the Lord catch you putting a Bible word in his mouth, oh my God, you will explain, oh, you will explain, tire.
All right, but do you think I saw where they called you the chief priest? Someone was been introducing you at where you were performing, the chief priest of Afrobeat. Do you think that you are the epitome of that original beat of your dad?
No. I think my father's musical legacies, globally, it spread globally. His music is in so many other people's music, and I don't see, as I said, like to see myself as the best means I've put my music in comparison or myself in comparison to other people doing Afrobeat all over the world. There's a great band in Chile called Nuen, that are really, really good. There's an all-female band in Brazil I like also called Formula U Afrobeat. And Fela's influence is in so many other great bands all over the world, in Australia, in Germany, in France, in Holland, you know. And many of these bands come and they open for me when I play, or they come and jam with me when I play. So never really seen my music as something to compare with, or my craft as something that I put in comparison to somebody else's. So I don't know if I'm the best, or anything. You know.
Egypt 80, I saw this performance I think in Paris. The people that were playing with you, they were not Nigerians. So do you travel with your
I have a,
band?
I have a global Egypt team now. I travel with some people from Nigeria, like my dancer is Nigerian, my bassist is Nigerian, you know, but my drummer is from Martinique, my tenor saxophonist is from Martinique, my baritone saxophonist is from France, my trumpeter is from France, my guitarist is from Algeria,
Wow.
yeah, and my
Wow.
bassist is from Nigeria,
Oh,
you
wow.
know.
That's wonderful. So I know you're tired. We're going to let you go. But before then, there were a lot of people who wanted to talk to you. I mean, they've been here since for the past four. So if you don't mind, I will let in maybe four people to just say
They are
something.
welcome.
Okay,
Let
thank
them
you.
say, let
Yeah.
them say nice things to me, shall
All right, you guys say
I'll
nice
bite
things.
somebody this
If
night.
you want to join, you have to be one of the people that will say nice things to our guests. So let me bring in. I don't know who. There are a lot of people. Just let me just bring four people in. Good people. If you are nice to me, I will bring you in. Okay. So our guest, Seun Kuti, is here. I will. Let's see. Let me start with you, Jide. Jide, welcome. Just quickly, a question or a comment.
Seun Kuti. Seun.
Jide, how you dey?
I am
Baba
good,
Jai,
man.
Jaido,
I am good.
Jidesi, Jid Salka. I know many Jide. Oh. See, I still know Jide law, Jide the law. Mo mọ Jide púpọ̀ o.
I'm one of
God
them.
damn.
How are you doing? Honestly, like seriously, like I said it earlier on the panel that you are the first person that opened my eyes to politics. Like you are the first person that opened my eyes to understanding imperialism and a lot of the things that I'm into now, like politically, understanding like how geopolitics influences Nigeria's development and how like from an historical context and how my mind has moved towards the left and into revolutionary thinking. You are the one. Like I listen to you. Even the
It's not me,
books.
oh. It's not me. It's the ancestors. They just use me. I'm just a conduit. It's all you. It's all you, bro. Trust me. It's all you. I just pack something. That thing is in everybody. If I'm not able to spark it in you, maybe something else. Maybe one day army man go slap you, he go spark. You know, one day, sharp, it will spark in everybody. So it's all you, bro. Don't worry about it. It's all you.
Yeah,
But go on.
I'm so happy to talk to you for the first time. Like, I really, really appreciate it. I'm privileged and I'm glad I'm talking to you. Yeah, I have this question I want to ask. Like, talking about the MOP movement. Like, my major concern is, like, I know there are challenges with the MOP movement, but like looking at what is coming up, like the incoming elections in 2 years' time, like I'm just wondering, let's assume that the goal of MOP is reached, but the Nigerian states like reacts with violence, because this Nigerian state, we probably all know that it's a very violent state. It always embark on violence, its policies are violent. So when it's realizing that the people's movement is about to take power through a vote and they react with violence, what do you think the next step would be for Nigerians? Would it have to be the revolutionary approach? And even if it's the revolutionary approach, what steps would you require to make that happen and make that work?
Let me first correct the premise there. That 'cause I'm guessing you're saying if we are attacked and our retaliation, that means we are now revolutionaries. So many people mistake revolutionary for the armed struggle. That is not a revolution. Revolution is anytime an ideology is in motion. Once an ideology is in motion, that is revolution. Revolution has started. The gun part is many times never even reached in a revolution. You know, but most people see a revolution as a violence. No, revolution is ideology in motion. Once the ideology has started to move, the revolution has begun. Now, that being said, the only thing that can protect us from the violence of our oppressors is our organization. That's why we must be organized. We cannot rely on mob action. We cannot rely on emotional outbursts. We must have a cohesive and coherent organization organized for this purpose, meaning it is looking and willing to reach the goal of liberation by any means necessary. That being said, it means that we're organized not only uh, to win in an election, but to win by any means necessary. So organization is the key. Once your party is well organized, you are definitely through understanding the positions of the oppressor. Because one great thing about any revolutionary movement is that it must understand the pulse of the nation. So as you have your revolutionary movement, if there's a threat of violence, the revolutionary movement will also have a militant side that is prepared in case things turn that way. One of the great mistakes the Black Panthers made in America was that the armed faction was also the political faction. So when you are that way, it is easy for the government to clamp down on the party in the name of clamping down on the militants. So we have learned over time that rates in that kind of manner, like even the Nation of Islam are the fruits of Islam, which were the militant wing. And many organizations develop their own militant wing if the need be, if push comes to shove. But me, I believe that our ruling class are too cowardly to be as violent as people think. But if you remember very clearly during NSAS, they all ran away. Everybody ran away. Nobody stayed to mobilize boys to go and do any violence, any guide them. Everybody packed the small lefty pack, we remain on that bed. Everybody ran away. So,
All right, thank you, Jide. Let's go to Chim. Chim, you're next, quickly, because our guest is tired. We want him to come back another time. Chim, go ahead.
Hey, Seun, nice to meet you, sir.
How you did? I know sir, that's me. Just Seun is fine. Seun is fine.
Okay, Seun, how you doing?
I did, my brother.
Okay. Well, I know, but my question is not much. I wanted to speak it in pidgin, but anyhow, Sha. So I've listened to you, and many people who are into revolutionary activities or the kind of things you do, which is by the way good, usually are always anti-capitalism. So my question is, I don't know what country where that has practiced full-scale socialism that has really progressed. And don't nobody should mention China because China is not a full circle socialist state.
So,
They
which country is a full circle capitalist state?
well, okay. So let's talk about the US, for instance, that is majorly full circle capitalist, but they
You
also
still have
allow.
SNAP, you have SNAP, you have so many government welfare programs in America. Come on.
I'm coming to that, sir. So
No, anyway, I'm not going to argue that with you, but go on.
yes, so like in the US, for instance, they literally allow, there's a socialist party in the US, but whether they will ever win election is a different thing. They make money from their capitalism and then they channel it to taking care of their people. So if you refer to that as socialist activities, that's fine. My question is, which socialist, full-scale socialist country that is anti-capitalist money making has really produced anything?
Socialism, first of all, is not about. So let me first of all correct a premise.
Okay, sir.
Socialism is not against making money. It just means that making money is not the reason for society. You understand? The society is not driven by the profit incentive. That capital will not have the biggest say in policy in that country. That is what socialism means. This is why the capitalist countries don't like socialist countries, because they cannot take their capital to that country and use it to influence the decisions of that country. That those countries that are socialist will decide on policy based on what is best for the welfare of their people. That is what socialism is. So that's why the Chinese are socialists, because the Chinese like the China is run by the Chinese communist party. And why the capitalists keep lying that China is not socialist is because they are ashamed that socialists have proven to be better managers of the market than capitalists. Finish. No socialism theory has ever been against the market. What it is about is that the market's capital can never be the defining authority in any healthy society. And that is what socialism is. And many countries in the world, Vietnam, for example, which was bombed. Nigeria should be ashamed, though. I mean, so many things should be making us ashamed in our country. Vietnam was bombed to rubble in 1970, up until 1970. Yeah. Not only have they rebuilt, they've surpassed us, they've developed, they are pulling people by the tens of millions out of poverty in Vietnam as we speak today. Many countries in Europe practice so-called democratic socialism, because without the welfare state coming in to to secure the dignity of their people, then they know that their societies will not withstand any outside influence. Just like our society, due to its uh, complete lack of uh, welfare safety net for its people, any outside influence and walks into our country and influence our people. That the biggest protector of your country's identity and your national sovereignty is to give your people basic welfare, you know. So let's not misconstrue what socialism is and isn't. You know, no socialist country is against making money. What they are against is that making money should be the most important thing in the society. Hence, in America, the richest people in America can use their money to influence the American government. But the richest people in China are sent to the education camp when they try it. You can ask Jack Ma where he has been for the last 3 years. They released him last year. Ask him when he tried to use his money to start to do nonsense. They sent him to re-education. They had to retrain him how to be Chinese, you know.
All right.
So you have obviously forgotten how to be Chinese.
Okay, Chim,
You've been hanging out with Jeff Bezos too much. Come home.
Chim, you can hold off on your follow-up so that we can get out that.
No, I wasn't going to follow up anyway. Okay. We will discuss that later. But thank you, brother, for answering.
Okay, so Seun, I don't know if you want to take 2 or 3 so that we can finish up. We have about 4 people in. I'm not letting anybody else in. I know there are people who are still trying to get in. So, Dr. Dominic, you are next.
Hi, Dr. Dominic, why are you young like this?
What? You know, I'm a doctor. I'm always very busy, but Rudolph will tell me, even when I'm exhausted, I still show up. I heard your name and I told him, Table Shaker is gonna come. I'm gonna be there. Not an insult. It's more of a compliment.
Thank you.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm tired. It's been a long day.
Well, it's a privilege to be here. You know, it's not every day that you get to rub shoulders with someone who you know, is related in some way to the great fella Nicola Bokuti, you know. So
I'm not related in some way. I'm his biological son.
Right?
Don't relegate me.
I know you are the biological
second cousin by the ex of the mother grand. No. I will not accept.
Okay. All right. Forgive the drama. Oh, okay. Let's do all that stuff. The question I wanted to ask you was, I think Jim has sort of preempted some of that, and it's basically trying to understand your transition as a musician activist going into politics. And the Nigerian, if we know very well the Nigerian system, you know, all the parties that we have, there isn't any political ideology. And it's not until now that there's starting to be that sense of parties morphing to have political ideology like we have here in the US. I'm in the US or in the UK. I see that your sign has the sickle and the hammer, which is communist, and you're speaking like someone who is proposing socialism. But there's also multiple flavors of socialism, and you've mentioned social democracy. Can you, in the Nigerian context, tell us what is your political philosophy and what political philosophy is your party going to push, and how do you think it will fit into the fabric of Nigerian society and help us to a better place? I think that's important.
We at MOP are Pan-African socialists. We use the hammer and the sickle because it is an international socialist symbol. You know, it is a symbol that all socialists all over the world recognize. And we believe in that international cooperation of workers being the main producers and value creators in society. Now, that being said, you know, we are not imitating communism. This is socialism. This is an African style. Just the way the Chinese are practicing socialism, you know, but with the Chinese touch to it. We as Africans, I mean, it's not rocket science to know that if the wealth from the resources of Nigeria is first of all directed to the needs of the majority of Nigerian people, rather than the needs of, say, Dangote or Tedola or Elumelu, any of these big wigs that continue to siphon the resources, the hard currency of this country that we can use to do great things for millions of people, to run personal fiefdoms. And they claim this same neoliberal style that it will trickle down. That if they are able to amass enough billions, that one day they will remember to build one school, build one hospital. But till today, with all the billions that these people, in a country where there's 70,000 naira minimum wage, that they refuse to pay, by the way, people are proud to say that they have billions of dollars. And yet you work in universities, you will not see their names on any hostel, on any research center. You will not see their names on any maternity ward. You will not see their names. So what is our resources meant for? Were we put on this earth so that a few people can use what is God given to everybody, our commonwealth, just to enrich their own lives, while we are moved further and further away from our potential as African people? You know, as I said to my brother Rudolph here while we were discussing, imagine being a historian in Nigeria, that you have a gift for retelling the experiences of humanity. Where is the program? Where are you going to write your books? Where is the archaeological research? Imagine you being an archaeologist in Nigeria. Where is the program for you to reach your potential? Who is putting money into these things? Imagine, that you are a nuclear scientist, nuclear physicist. Nigeria has no ambition. These men have lacked the imagination to be put in charge of such 200 million people's futures. You know, many people are expecting you to behave rightly or wrongly. But I say to them, this is a matter of life and death. You can't be afraid to offend people. You can't be afraid to offend people in a world where they have misconstrued inconvenience as an abuse of their rights, where none of them are willing to sacrifice just a few of their sovereignty for the benefit of everyone else in their country. That everything that they have claimed, they believe they must die with, even if they have not brought the thing to this country or to this world. All these people we hail in this country, see, no matter how much we hate Bill Gates, you can still see that he added Microsoft to America. Jeff Bezos brought Amazon. These people in our country, name one thing they've brought that if they did not exist, we will not have. Name one of them that have done something that if this guy wasn't here, nobody in Nigeria would have done this thing.
All right. Thank you so much. What you described to me is, I guess, democratic socialist idea. Okay. All right. Thank you.
I don't know about democratic socialist idea, but it's Pan-Africanist socialist in a democratic sense.
Private ownership is still allowed, things like that, but you still want to distribute.
But there's no socialist government that has banned private property. It's private ownership of the public means of production that is banned. We should not allow individuals profit of the things that allow us to be human beings. You shouldn't be rich so that your brother can be homeless. You shouldn't be rich because your brother is dying of cancer. You shouldn't be rich because your brother cannot eat. Because that's what they do here. Put prices so high. I tell people that when we talk about food prices in Nigeria, we don't understand why they have to make it so high. Because these people are so greedy. 70% of our arable land in Nigeria is used for growing cash crops. Crops that they are going to export. Only 30% is used for growing food. So the food is not enough to feed everybody. That if food was cheap in Nigeria and affordable for everybody that is a working class person, there will be food shortages. There will be food shortages. That's why it has to be so expensive. Make people feel as if it is the price that is keeping them away from the food. Because they know that if it was affordable, Person like me, go away, get more money, if you no see food buy by the time I reach market.
All right. Thank you, Dominic. Let's go to Two Nigerias, One Brain Cell.
Harulo.
Yeah.
Why is it say? What's up, Sean?
Now the name where I see for there. Oh.
Yes, no.
Two
Now,
ninjas. I be which are they see so.
no,
Two Nigerias, One Brain Cell.
Okay.
So okay, Sean, I just want to ask you.
That
You could
don't shame me.
Sean, yeah,
Sheung.
Sean.
You know, be Oyibo man, Sheung.
Right. So let's say, right, you could be properly described as a civil rights activist in Nigeria.
No.
I mean, well, arguably, right? You could be described.
I don't care about titles really, so call me anything.
Right. Well, arguably, you could be described as one of the civil rights activists in Nigeria. So let's say, if you eschew corruption, like you've always said, because I listen to you quite a bit, and you definitely abhor corruption, which I think any right-thinking person should.
It depends on the go on.
Well, but why haven't, for example, if we know, because I saw you try to say, okay, listen, I'm not into the whole violence thing when a question was asked by the first person. So why hasn't, for example, if we know that corruption might be the single largest bane to the development of Nigeria, I mean, there are other factors, but let's just pretend it is mainly corruption. Why haven't yourself and other people that are of the same mindset call, instead of protesting the streets, right? And since you have a voice and so you're quite influential amongst the youths, why haven't you guys come up, for example, and said, the way we're gonna push this revolution, which you rightfully said, it doesn't have to be marching in the streets or fighting. Why can't we say, for a whole month, we're not gonna pay bribes and we're not gonna accept bribes all over the country? I don't think it's something that's not gonna catch on. It might sound laughable. It might sound.
That will stop the petty corruption on the street between man and police and all that. But will not stop the corruption that is destroying Nigeria between Shell and our president. You understand?
Understandable.
Exactly.
But I'm saying the bottom
between the banks and the governors. Those that is the corruption more that is the matter. For me, it is not the fact that our cops take some lead. Which police department is not corrupt in this world? You see, we black people, when we're in America, we always feel American police are not corrupt because they will never take bribe from you as a black man. You don't know it's because of racism. But me, because I have plenty rich white friends in America, I know the American police are quite corrupt. And they take lots and lots of bribe. But they just won't take from us because when you first talk, we hear your accent. So you want to bring that your behavior to our country. Come on, get the police vehicle, you're under arrest, bastard. Sorry. So, forgive my language. You know, so I don't think we can stop corruption that way because it's deeper than that. We need to seek political power and use the state mechanisms, you know, to fight corruption completely. That we are not going to give bribe. Me, for example, I don't give bribe. But all the police in my neighborhood, for example, are cops I knew when they were not even, they were all growing up. Now they are policemen, you know. Is it bribe we give area boys to on the street when they see you on the street, hey, and gather your car? It's not bribe. Am I bribing the area boy? What am I bribing him for?
But,
You know?
but and sorry, I don't mean to cut you off because I waited 2 hours. I pushed by business meetings. That's why I even have to rush. No
problem.
So, I'm saying corruption is endemic in Nigeria. So I
Yeah.
do understand that I'm not talking about the large scale corruption between the governments, the conglomerates, foreign enterprises. Not that. I'm talking the everyday man, because this permeates the society and is actually what I think is the single largest thing destroying the country today. If, for example, and again, this is just my suggestion, and I'm putting it to you because I think you have a voice. If, for example, and I think that could be a revolution, it could actually be the start of a revolution. If everybody in Nigeria today decided we're not giving bribes, I'm not going to the hospital to give bribes, I'm not going to the city hall to give bribes, I'm not giving bribes to a police officer, we're not doing it. And if we see anybody doing it, we're calling it out. I believe moving forward, this could be a cataclysmic change in the way Nigeria is being run. But if you're waiting to take power first, which, hey, I don't know your plans, but we know how Nigeria is run. And I think even you yourself will admit that it is a long shot for you to get power as the Nigerian political sphere is today. I just think social changes might
Yeah.
play a large part in the way Nigeria is run.
Yeah. And see, trust me, I understand where you're coming from. I just don't think it will be easy, to convince Nigerians to not pay bribe. Because everybody needs to move. They will delay you for 5 hours. Say, oh, today I'm not paying bribe. What if they just locked your innocent mother up in the police raid? What are you going to do? You're going to let your mother spend the night in jail because you've taken one oath. They're going to pay bribe to a police officer, and really in the civil service, people are not being paid. There are some states that have not paid salaries for months. People have to hustle on their jobs. The situation in our country, as I said before, we need to see ourselves as humans and allow ourselves that full capacity to know that this situation in our country, we are not going to step it anymore. It's just like when people were doing the NSAS. I said to everybody, if we've gathered our momentum like this, why do we want to fight only SARS? Let's end oppression in Nigeria once and for all. And SARS, at the end of the day, it became end oppression because they end SARS, they end a lot of warehouse and liberated food, they liberated toll gates. It went further than SARS because if we have step, we will find out that it's not enough. We must be willing to do the whole thing, is all I'm saying. I'm not saying that his idea was wrong, that there can be a program or a movement that just says, 1 week, no bribe. But I just don't see the viability of that when Shell will still be bribing our president and taking all our opportunities away from us as Nigerians, causing us, more hardship that will make us need to ask for bribe again the next week.
All right. Thank you so much to Niger. Let's go to Adama. Adama, you're next.
Greetings. Welcome to the show, Mr. Show. I came in. I have two questions for you. One of my question is, I saw that you have a nail polish on, and it's black and yellow. So I just want to know out
I
of
was going for
curiosity,
gold, but it didn't work.
does it represent anything?
What's the second question?
And the second question is,
No,
how
I just
can
want to
we in
answer
the
the two together. I
Okay,
want to
okay?
answer
okay.
both.
The second
No,
question
no.
is, how can we in the diaspora, how can our voice be heard when it comes to participating in elections? Thank you.
Well, first of all, me, I believe in balance. So my right side is my feminine side. My left side is my masculine side, but I'm a lefty. You know, if you saw my infamous video, you see the side I moved with was my left side. You know, I'm a lefty. And in Africa today, many of us are being, you know, miseducated by this manosphere thing online, where we are being removed from understanding how to relate this gender wars that's going on, this hyper masculinity that is going on. Everybody got to be so tough. Everybody got to be so this way. Everybody got to be so that way, and describing what it means to be a man by the kind of clothes you wear, what you do, and all of that, is miseducating the African man. The only masculine trait is service and protection. That you serve your land and you protect your family. And do those two things, then you are a man. Many of the things, people that are policing how men dress to claim who is a man and who is not a man, those are the people that are not serving their land in any way, shape, or form, and are not protecting their family. They are all irresponsible. Their children are running all over the place. Their wife probably have not seen them. The last one, many of them are not 35-year-old single men. Not to insult any 35-year-old single man here. I'm just saying. So I just believe that the premise of what it means to be an African man is lost in the psyche of African men today, while we chase this European concept of what it means to be a man. So yeah, that's why that is. The second one about how people in the diaspora can participate. I mean, the same way anybody else that is Nigerian participates, except that you are far away. But now that we have internet, if you cannot be a part of the conversation, join the political movement, and organize for your movement among other Nigerians in the diaspora, And I think that is always a very strong way of always supporting and empowering grassroots organizations. I believe that right now all adult Africans need to join political movements. It's very important. It's one of the most important things we can do right now.
All right. Thank you so much, Adam. Let's go to Femi.
Thank you.
Let me go ahead.
Yeah, sure. I met you while you were at, I believe you attended at Dimbayo Mokoli Lu College. So,
yes, I did. This is 2000, 25 years ago.
Yeah. You and my cousin have the same attributes. At the time, though, that I met you, I never imagined that your trajectory would be the way it's come, because like I mentioned earlier, prior to when you've joined the Dr. Damages show, I've learned quite a lot from some of your.
But why did you think the trajectory? Wait, rewind. Yeah. You're not supposed to throw that bomb and then just keep talking as if, because if you knew me in high school, then you knew I was the best student in my class already.
The show that I met, of course, you were not walking from the north with cows on that day, but you were walking, right? The show that I met at the time, you came across as very gentle, just like this your other elder brother. I forget his name. Kunle. Is it Kunle?
Yeah.
Right. So that's why I said the trajectory. It was I did not expect you to blow the way you have done. But anyways, more importantly, I have this idea of what do you think about this issue of President Trump, as an example, even America wanting to come and help us, in quotes, especially knowing what we know about. I mean, at least those of us that decide to look into deeper spheres, like to be certain that there's no other underlings, especially when you realize that a lot of how we got to where we got to, and I'm not saying it's also not our fault, is particularly due to other influences, principalities, and powers. So
who is going to help the helper that is about to go help, try to go help Benin?
No, first of all, what I said to a few people, when they tell me that, have you seen, it's not about even forget the nature of the help. Let's even accept that the nature of the help is righteous. Let's accept that Trump actually wants to come and help us, and his intentions are pure, and everything he wants is just for us to be rid of the killings and bring peace to Nigeria, so that everybody can live peacefully in that country. It just have to be a shithole. No more shithole. No more. No more. It will be beautiful.
Shehu, you can't do that. You have no hair. You have no hair to do that. You need hair first.
And red tie.
This guy.
Is that we must, first of all, question the quality of the help. We have to ask him, is it the kind of help he helped them in Iraq? Where, because they wanted to kill one bandit, they bombed the wedding with 700 innocent people there, claiming that they had complete intelligence that the bandit was at the wedding. And after all the smoke had died down, not only was the bandit not there, he had time to shoot another video to let us know that he wasn't at the wedding and those 700 people were just killed for nothing. That is the quality of America's help. Collateral damage up and down the place. So even worse than if it's the resources, they just come and take it for free, because they're taking it for free already. I don't know why they enjoy the elimination of black and brown people. I was still watching a documentary some days ago about a platoon in Iraq that killed the whole family, women, children, just because somebody blew up their car on the road and they said the person ran into the house. They killed the whole family inside that house. So we must first of all question that quality of help, that sort of quality of help, because is that the quality of help that we need to stop this atrocity? And then we must question their actual results. We look at Syria, they did not stop it. They just killed a lot of innocent people and left. In Iraq, they did not stop it. They just killed a lot of innocent people and left. In fact, in Afghanistan, not only did they not stop it, in their process of killing a lot of people, the Taliban chased them out. We saw them running on live TV, helter-skelter. In fact, they forgot some helicopters behind. They forgot some planes behind. They forgot some tanks. It was a disaster, So their result also in helping had not been very, very good, So what is the precedence? I don't even want to discuss politically, because I know all of us know the political answer. I'm just saying, let's even assume that this political side, our resources is inexistent, is not there, is inexistent. The quality, the results of their help, their precedence does not give for good reading, or any way that they have gone to say they want to ameliorate or ease off any conflict. So I think we should reject it based on just that logic alone.
All right. Thank you, Femi. Thank you so much. We have Jagun. He's the last person, unless you want. I have two more people.
Jagun?
Yeah.
Is it Jagun?
Oh, boy. Can I share that? Oh, boy, great to see you on the show. We've been waiting for you for a while. It's just like your father. I was at the shrine at some time, and we waited 4 hours for that man. He came and he just began abusing.
Not be lie.
He began abusing everybody there.
I was working for the people. You see, my Lagos State
Now, so you know that I'm in London, and I saw you about 2 years ago at the Fox and Firkin, if you remember, in
Yeah, my
Lewisham.
friend's pub
Naeem, your friend who
in
live
Lewisham.
for Nassau. We come enjoy
The day
ourselves
you
there.
opened it.
Yes,
Did you enjoy yourself that day or not?
we
That was a
enjoyed
good show.
ourselves, my brother. You did well. You
Yeah,
did well.
my friend opened this pub in London. I went to play for him. Yeah, that was a good day.
That's right. That's right. Good to see you. You don't know that you've already cleared up 2 arguments that we had on this show today. The argument was about organization in terms of in terms of what do you call it again? I'm an old boy now. My memory don't fly. What do you call protest? I beg your pardon. In terms of protest,
Yes.
and whether or not a protest needs to be organized, or whether or not people just need to stand up and be putting themselves in front of a gun without having an idea of what it is that they're doing. So,
There are those people that don't like, there are certain groups in Nigeria that they are tired of talking. They just want action. See, these are oppressors in waiting, I tell them. Because they don't like talking, because talking means dialogue. Talking means plan. How do you have to start planning?
right.
Is that not madness?
It's complete madness.
Talking
Complete.
is a verb. Talking is a verb. It's an act.
Yes.
If you think talking is not powerful, I always say to people, if you think talking is not powerful, go and meet a Nigerian soldier man and say, you the craze, you don't go better for your papa. And see what happens. You will know that talking is action.
Very much so. You cleared it up for anybody who's reasonable and thinking. You see, on this show, I am much regarded as a troublemaker, which is a banner I wear with pride, because it seems like everyone else seems to enjoy sleeping, which is my other name, Soji, to wake from sleep, not to just remain sleeping. My brother, I have 2 questions for you, if I may. One, musically, the argument between this Afrobeat that they're spitting out now, which I didn't enjoy when it first came out. I thought, what's this water music? It's rubbish. However, I was encouraged and I saw the strength of the young people coming through, and I identified something uniquely Niger about the music of the new Afrobeats. But it is so far away from what I know as original Afrobeat from your old man that would drive somebody. I was in Ikeja at the time when your dad was around, and what he put out to us, it was spirit moving. I mean, I couldn't believe the power. I've not been to a better night in my life, and I'm a traveled man, and I enjoy music. But what your father had to let us know that very time I was there, or the times I was there, apart from the Fumigore that was available to everybody, what he put out was a lesson in Afrocentrism, which is you're a bloody African, whether you like it or not. And I enjoyed that element of his music. Do we have that in the new era? Is it taking us somewhere? Does it have somewhere to go? Is it going to die or develop? I can ask you both questions at once if you wish, or I can wait for you.
Ask both at once, because it saves me time.
Absolutely. Now, the second is more political. We have all these terms and terminologies that are very Western. And when they are very Western, they take on a connotation that I believe that we have no appreciation of. Because I grew up in this UK of ours, I was born in Niger and I grew up here. Because I grew up here, I know these people, and I know them better than most of the people who are sitting around this table. Because there's a value that we give the Oyinbo that is far too much for them, but we offer it to them whether we like it or whether we know it or not. And I wonder, when you use terms like capitalism, communism, they have meanings, and we agree on their European meaning. But do we offer these meanings what they actually underline? Or should we not be putting our own terminologies to the politics we want to play. Because I don't believe in the politics of the globe, be it communism or capitalism. Just like I don't believe in religion, be it Christianity or Islam. All of them are bullshit as far as I'm concerned. But there is truth that we must witness. And as human beings, that's all we're to do, is to witness truth and to stand for the truth. The rest is a lie. And if we involve ourselves in that lie, we remain sinners, if that's a word that anybody wants to use. So this I put to you, sir.
The first one about Afrobeat, living or dying. I think Afrobeat, Fela's music, first of all, has secured Afrobeat longevity. People will play that music, it will always be reprinted, it is stamped. I mean, something is even happening for Fela again. I can't say it. I'm not allowed to disclose. But goddamn, is this man ever going to stop growing in death? Is amazing shit going to stop happening to this man? Hey, I'm still alive. I'm over here. Send some my way, motherfucker. You know. So that being said, there are so many bands that also play Afrobeat music globally. You know, but even in Nigeria, how many times do they play Fela on the radio? Hardly ever. Afrobeat is alienated from Nigerian radio because of what it stands for. I mean, we say Fela is the biggest artist from Africa. How many African award shows have Afrobeat category? You know, but we get nods in the Grammys, in the Mobiles, whatever award ceremony is happening in the world. You know, if we put in our album, we get a nod, except, you know, where we're from. You know, so I think that's what is just that the powers that be are trying to erase Fela's spirits from African society. And not only him, many men that are like him. I mean, how many tributes do you see in Africa to Nkrumah? How many Lumumba Avenue do you see in Nigeria? How many Nkrumah statues or Nkrumah Hall or anything named after the people that gave us these freedoms we use for rubbish, to be twerking and be doing nonsense while we are being re-enslaved? The people that fought for it, how many of them do we revere? You know, so that's another discussion entirely. But Afrobeat lives to continue to live. Too many bands playing the music for it to die. Trust me. And on the other side of the European terminology is because, you know, we don't live in a bubble also. You might not believe in the global bubble, but you yourself, you don't believe. I mean, I think Trump just saying one come bomb also. I mean, you know, we live in a world where it's human to want to be understood as far and wide as possible. So when we speak to one another, because at this moment of the African consciousness, this is the best way that we can use to explain ourselves. Èmi àti ẹ bá máa sọ̀rọ̀ bí ọmọ ilé, bí ọmọ Yorùbá. Tiwantiwa ká sowọ́pọ̀, ká fọwọ́ ṣọwọ́, ká fikùn lukùn, ká fọkàn ṣèkan is how we will explain socialism to each other. But in a world where we must be understood by an even larger society, it will be selfish of us to close our voice that small. That's why Fela himself sang in Pidgin. Not because he couldn't sing in Yoruba, but because he didn't want to make his voice small. And I don't advise us to do that neither. We must make our voices as big as possible so that our ideas can go as far as possible.
All right, thank you, Jagan. Let me ask you. There's some questions on the comment section, just so that they will be part of this.
You're asking one, then my hand is on the exit voting. It's 12 minutes past.
Okay, what? I know. I'm sorry.
Right.
Because
once you ask the one and I answer, I'll just press the button. My hand is there.
All right, we have to thank you.
I wish I could show you the hand. See the hand.
I know.
Do this finger.
Why the black one instead of yellow one?
Yeah, let me leave this one. This one is showing on, but
the yellow one is kind of rude.
Okay.
Rude.
Okay.
And stop calling it yellow. I say I went for gold. It now came out as yellow. All of you are calling this yellow. You are disappointed. You are breaking my heart. Say golden.
Good.
Thank you.
All right. One last question. Is from someone who is watching, and he said, "What is your beef with Simon Eber?" I didn't know there was a beef going on.
My beef?
Yeah,
I don't have beef with him.
that's
I don't
what
have beef with you. I cannot have beef with prisoner. How can I have beef with you? Wanted to shank me. You wanted this is a man with nothing to lose. Please, I don't have beef with Samuel, but I have beef with Finnish government. Zoo. See, one thing you all must learn about the capital, and when they arrested him, this is what I said. That to all of you that believe that because there's an issue with our country, you don't can escape from the country. You are not talking down to us. Now, when I did for Zoo, everywhere in this world, especially where there's capitalism, it's a zoo. Some are just more fancy than the others. That's exactly what I said to him after he said my father died like chicken and anything.
Imagine.
They have zooed him. They have shown him that Finland is a zoo like Nigeria. He go inside. He's enjoying. But it's just a fancy zoo, That's just what it is, So stop talking down on your brothers and sisters because you're in Europe or America. Some people do for America say in the civilized world. I say America, where they go shoot small children inside school, is a civilized world. They say, you don't finger your brain, you don't finger all your brain fingered. Anyway, so I'm just saying, to be on a more serious note, no, because this is political. It's not good to just be joking about political issues. He did a live thing, where he repeated something that his Oga repeated before. And I don't tell them through the underground channels. I didn't like that shit. So, why would people be fighting for Nigeria? You fight for Nigeria, you die like chicken. Fela fight for Nigeria, he died like chicken. His mother died like chicken. I mean, what the hell is that? Anyway, now everybody is locked up like chicken too. So hey, what we say? So that's the beef.
Okay.
That's the beef.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. And hopefully, like I told you, we had 100 questions by my researchers and videos, but hopefully you'll come back.
We will continue on that. In fact, tomorrow I'm going to INEC. Wednesday I have rehearsal. From Thursday I'm free. Wednesday is my last job for the year, and I'm on holiday.
Okay. All right. We will bring you back, and I really want us to get into in details of what is going on with the country and the continent. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. All right. So it's been a wonderful time. Let's take a break, and then we do quick recap. Thank you, Seun, for being here.